Hey guys, welcome to Market Mondays. I'm gonna give you guys a breakdown of the last week. There was a lot of big changes and some things you guys really got to know about what's going on with the markets as well as how it's gonna impact rates. So before we get right into it, I'm gonna do a quick dad joke. Dad joke today is why didn't the skeleton jump off the cliff? Why did the skeleton jump off the cliff? It's because it didn't have enough guts to do it. Get it? Pew pew. All right, so getting right into it. Last week was a lot of updates that we got throughout the entire week because it was jobs week, right? So with jobs week, there's a lot of reports that come out all in one week and all in one go. For the most part, everything leading up to Friday, the Tuesday report, Wednesday report, Thursday report, we're all looking good. We were expecting that unemployment rate would be going up, and all the reports that support the unemployment rate going up did show that. So to kind of break it down, overall, it was a mixed bag. One of the things that we want to bring up is the BLS jobs report. So the BLS jobs report was the one that really didn't help us at all. It did report that there was 139,000 jobs that were added. Now, what's tough about this number and to believe this number is that it's all based on modeling and estimations. There's no actual surveys that are taken. There's no actual like data that's been taken. Otherwise, but the thing is that every month after this jobs report for the BLS jobs report is that there's going to be a revision. The last Every time we've got the BLS jobs report from the previous month starting this year, there's always a revision that followed a month later showed that the numbers weren't actually as good as they were first initially reported, which is the silliest thing. It's almost like we should just do away with the jobs number or the BLS jobs report because it's not even going off real numbers. The next thing is that the unemployment rate actually stayed at 4.2. Now, I want to be very clear about the 4.2 number. It's actually due to a rounding situation. The actual unemployment rate went from 4.19 from last month to 4.24. So, in a sense, it did go up. It actually went up another 0.05. But because how they do the rounding, right, it actually looks like it stays at 4.2. And that's what people are going based off of. So, in a sense, it actually is just more of a 4.2 than it was before. But one thing to really note is that there was a household survey taken, and there was a substantial loss of almost 700,000 jobs lost, and about 623,000 of those jobs were full-time jobs that were lost. So there's a huge discrepancy between the BLS jobs report and the household survey. And I'd say the household survey is probably going to be the more accurate number because if you think about all the job losses, the federal cuts, the retail stores that have shut down since that last December, this makes way more sense. In addition to that, the private sector only added 37,000 jobs when the expectation was 115,000 jobs. So significantly lower than what was expected. And the amount of people who continued to be on unemployment is officially at 1.9 million people. So that's a lot of people. That's a lot of things, right? We have pretty much, in a sense, if you take out the rounding situation, unemployment rate went up. We have a household survey that actually talks to people and asks if they're unemployed or not, and there's about 700,000 jobs lost. Private sector didn't add very many jobs, and the continued claims is continuing to go up. So the BLS jobs report obviously is definitely off for sure. But we will most likely see a revision to it showing being a negative number probably a month from now. So that's what's kind of silly about these numbers is that overall everything that we've pretty much seen in the economy and the reports that we saw last week and also the previous reports showed that we actually have a really weak labor market. But unfortunately, need everything basically the week before and the last week leading up to Friday was looking really good. Rates were slowly improving. And then Friday pretty much erased all those gains. Now, moving forward, we're not expecting a whole lot of improvement because of the inflation reports that are coming out this week. It's just the numbers that are going to be replaced for the inflation reports of 12 months ago isn't going to make that big of a hit. So we're not expecting a whole lot of movement from inflation this week for the inflation reports that come out. So we'll see. But I do believe that the June jobs report numbers is going to come back, and we hope to see much bigger number. The main thing to kind of addition to that is there's a few companies out there that monitor all these numbers, and they're expecting a massive job cuts in May up to about 50%. So if we see these numbers reflect in May, we may see these numbers officially report when the report comes out in June. So we'll see. But the tough thing is that rates did improve a little bit for about a week up until last Friday. So right now, this month, we're not expecting a whole lot as far as the improvement in rates, but in June there might be a big massive change that we're expecting. So overall, rates are kind of roughly about the same. They basically right now, as of today, they basically went back to where they were about on Friday. So, but there's right now in the month of May, we're expecting rates to probably not do very much or not do very well. So we'll see how it goes. Last thing I want to show you guys how rates look. So for the most part, rates, they're okay. So got to give you an idea of how these numbers look. So we did over pretty much over last week, we did see rates go down as I had mentioned before with all the reports that we saw. This nice little jump here had to do with the jobs report that came out last Friday. As you can see at the bottom of the market, it says June 6th. So today it improved a little bit. Things kind of bounced back, but again, based on everything that we're seeing in May, we're not expecting a whole lot of improvement. So hopefully everything works out in the end. But I'd say June may look brighter. The jobs report in June may look brighter for the rest of us. So otherwise, that's all I got for you guys. Look out.